The loaded questions keep flying as Rick and Rick recall some of their favorite moments from Season 2 of Rick and Rick Rule the World. Next question. In Season 2, which consumer brand did we praise for creating silent print ads you can hear, taste, or smell? A. Budweiser, B. Coca-Cola, C. Burger King, D. Kim Kardashian, or E. Liquid Ass?
It was Coca-Cola.
You are correct. So Coca-Cola is doing this series of print ads that dare you to try not to hear this. What these are is they're just static, I guess it's outdoor and print ads, things like that. They're featuring close-up visuals of, I'm looking at one, the tab being lifted off an ice cold can of Coke, and I swear I can almost hear it. It's like it's right there. And they had one, where it's like the bottle cap coming off. Another one where it's Coke being poured over ice. And I swear I can hear it. It's weird.
I still to this day, like that effervescent, just that picture is just amazing.
Here's a bonus point question for you. The technique or the effect that was having had a specific name. It's a scientific term for what's happening to you when you are looking at that Coke ad and you're actually hearing it even though there's no sound.
I don't know.
But anyway, it had me thinking about way back when we did an episode on silent gifts that you can hear. And the New York Times quoted a researcher who calls this effect when you're looking at something and you feel like you're hearing it or can almost hear it. They call it a visually evoked auditory response. And what the researcher said is hearing does not require external noise, but rather it's having the experience of a sound in your head.
So here's the thing. Do you think they just did this on their own, or do you think that with the success of the viral power lines jumping, they decided that they could do that and then did these ads? What do you think it was?
I think they heard the Rick and Rick episode where we were talking about this, and if those guys are talking about this, man, we need to do this as well. So,
all right. So there was a movie that came out earlier this year that we talked about in the show. It was not a DC movie, but it felt like a DC movie, and I watched it somehow and you didn't. And so I gave you a review and you didn't. Do you remember what movie this was?
Little Evil Clark Kent. Okay, I got it. Brightburn.
Yes. Yeah, first the dad tried to shoot him. Then the mom's going to stab him, I think in the back actually, with this sharp piece of spaceship. Here's the part that I thought was really interesting, because I would have expected this to be a typical movie of, and the mom stabs him in the heart, he dies. But that wasn't it. It actually got darker. And so,
it got darker than this?
It got darker.
Holy smokes.
He figures it out, stops her, grabs her, flies up several thousand feet, and drops her.
Jeez.
Then, realizing that he has this incredible murder scene below him, he sees a passenger airline in the distance. He goes and grabs it and crashes it into their family home, thus destroying all evidence of the nefarious things that he has done. So it was dark, my friend.
This is the darkest damn movie I've ever heard.
It was so ridiculous. I could not believe it. I knew it was going to be dark. I just didn't know it was going to be that dark.
All right, next question. In one episode this season, the Ricks discussed how many parents have named their babies after characters from Game of Thrones. In 2018, there were 6 babies named Merlin, 29 were named Sansa, which I can see that, 58 named Tyrion, 2,594 were named Arya, and get this, 173,204 babies were named Hodor. Totally kidding. Totally kidding.
That'd be so funny.
You know what his first word would be?
Yeah, exactly.
When thinking about a bunch of little babies named Hodor running around, Rick M. wanted the characters in Game of Thrones to melt down the Iron Throne and do what?
I have no idea.
I'm still recovering from our last episode. I was having nightmares about all the parents naming their kids after Game of Thrones characters, all the Theon and Sherris. I kept having these visions of all these little Hodors running around with saggy diapers. Hodor. Melt that freaking Iron Throne down and get some little iron porta potties out here so the little Hodors have a place to unhode. All right, we should take a quick break here, folks. When we come back, we're going to continue our game of loaded questions. celebrating season 2 of Rick and Rick Rule the World. Before we do that, Rick, I think we got to take a second to thank everybody for listening. In the first 3 quarters of 2019, we have had more listens, in fact, twice as many listens as all of 2018. So season 2 was much bigger than season 1. For season 2, we have had listens from the US, the UK, Canada, Australia, Spain, France, Germany, Norway, South Korea, Taiwan, Brazil, India, Ireland, Romania, Egypt, South Africa, Mexico, Switzerland, Hungary, Japan, New Zealand, Poland, the Netherlands, and a lot more. So we want to thank everybody for listening.
Yes, thank you so much. And as always, reach out to us and let us know what you like, what you don't like. You can reach out to us all kinds of different ways.
Yes. All right. So hang tight. Hey, Rick and Rick Nation, don't forget to check out our website at rickandrick.com. It's double the Rick in just one click at rickandrick.com. All right, we are back. The season 2 finale of Rick and Rick Rule the World. We're going to start season 3 of Rick and Rick Rule the World. That is just insane.
It's fantastic. I'm loving what we're doing.
Yeah, me too. It seemed to just fly. Truthfully, season 2 just flew by. And I remember when we started season 2, we had so much fun in season 1. It was kind of like, hopefully we'll top that. And season 2 was so much more fun, even than season 1. So, folks, if you haven't listened to all the episodes, go back and listen to some crazy stuff in there. All right.
So here's one for you. In a show a couple weeks ago, we talked about something a little alarming. Basically, somebody had ingested too much of something, and it made them extremely ill. And we were both disappointed and also vindicated because we felt that this was a public hazard that everybody needed to care about. Do you remember what that topic was?
I'm just relieved you said the last part, because for a second there I was worried that it was Rick and Rick Pez candies. The hell was that? So it was pumpkin spice flavored goods of all kinds.
Yes.
This 23-year-old woman in Fall Creek, Wisconsin, has been hospitalized with liver damage after consuming excessive amounts of pumpkin spice products, leading to lethal levels of cinnamon in her body, at least according to what is a rather timely and clearly satirical piece at sandwichesandpsychmeds.com. The piece continues, Brittany Smith, described by friends as a mega basic bee, was transported by ambulance to Oakleaf Surgical Hospital after a Starbucks employee saw her collapse while taking a selfie with her order, the coffee chain's new pumpkin cream cold brew. Quote, it happened so fast, the employee told us. Quote, 1 minute she was smearing foam on her lip and taking duck face selfies, and the next she was face down on the floor. Help, that actually sounds a little less like satire and a little bit more like schadenfreude wish fulfillment. All right. In season 2, the Ricks discussed how AI is being trained to do which of the following, and there can be more than one answer. A, write TV commercials. B, craft leadership slogans. C, replace creative directors. D, concept Halloween costumes. Or E, invent new candy bars, which were things that the Ricks said AI is being trained for.
Wow, I know for sure it was A, B, C, and D. I just don't know about E.
You're correct. It was all but E. My favorite of the bunch. I thought the Halloween costumes actually were pretty funny, but my favorite one was the leadership slogans. The Wall Street Journal decided to teach AI how to generate leadership and career slogans, like those old affirmation posters everyone used to have back in the Stone Age.
Yeah, let's hang in there.
Yeah, but here they're using just a simple version of, I guess it's the text generation tech that's used in chatbots. And
Right.
So some of the nuggets of wisdom the AI generated were interesting. So one was, a sincere leader dreams to believe. A sincere leader dreams to believe. I like that one.
Yeah.
An employee is someone who's a special person. Hey,
Okay.
But unfortunately, the AI also channeled this mindset possessed by far too many so-called leaders out there. One was, success is the chance to do nothing.
I'm sure every employer is really excited to put that one up on the wall.
Well, I'm sure every employee is going, yeah, that sounds about right. My boss doesn't do anything.
So earlier this year, we talked about how one retail outlet came up with a clever way to tie into popular TV shows. Do you recall which retailer it was and what they did?
It's got to be IKEA and the sitcom living rooms.
Exactly.
IKEA has this new thing where they're making your favorite TV shows feel right at home. IKEA UK is advertising furniture sets based on iconic TV shows. So now your own living room could look like Joyce Byers' living room from Stranger Things, complete with that Christmas tree decoder wall. It could look like The Simpsons cartoonish living room, or even this one cracked me up, Monica's apartment from Friends. Could it be any more like Monica's apartment? My only question is, does it come with your own Jennifer Aniston? Just asking for a friend.
If you remember, they did The Simpsons, they did Friends, they did Stranger Things, and they did a great job with that.
It was a great idea.
That's right.
Okay. So much great stuff this last season, too little time to cover it all. Let's listen in to some other memorable moments from season 2 of Rick and Rick Rule the World. I just have 5 words for you, Rick.
I'm ready.
I want to hear it. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. In a Rick and Rick exclusive, Rick Wooten will now sing Never Ending Story as part of the Stranger Things challenge. And go.
And so he started to say, well, I'm gonna, and then he got stuck and he kept saying, I'm gonna, over and over it.
I'm Rick Matheson, and I am joined, as always, by mi amigo Rick Wooten. It's a little Spanish for you, Rick. I think it either means my friend or the eagle squawks twice on Tuesdays. I'm not completely sure.
Yeah, no, I don't know the words. I'm sorry.
Man, are you serious?
But you can certainly serenade us.
Well, the way Susie Pooh and Dusty Buns sang the song, I couldn't really make out the words. But
oh my God.
I think it went a little something like this. Next up, the official Rick and Rick review of Spider-Man Far From Home.
That's right, all the web-slinging action, all the eye-popping special effects.
Plus all the Peter tingles your spidey senses can handle. That's not right. I'm Rick Matheson, and I'm joined, as always, by Mio de Outrame, Rick Wooten. That's a little Brazilian Portuguese that I'm sure I just butchered right there for you, Rick. It either means my brother from another mother or my burps are like roses in the wind, but I'm not completely sure.
He's like, Dad, when you were growing up, you didn't have the internet. So when you wanted to play games with your friends, how did you connect to them?
Turn around, look at what you see. Stop the car. I gotta take a leak.
Do you know what year they introduced the Shamrock Shake?
Now we've officially become. Back in my day, we couldn't wear shorts to school. We didn't have no newfangled air conditioner, you little snowflake.
They said they're Muppets. They have no sexuality.
I don't see Grover or Beaker or Scooter getting many dates. But if you're going to say that Muppets aren't sexual, somebody better tell Miss Piggy, because I don't think she got the memo.
Yeah. It didn't exist before us. I think that's why we love it. I think for later generations, it's the McRib sandwich, right? That's the special thing.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I like those too. If you sing that song again, I'll stab you in the eyes. Hope to never have to hear another stinking, never-ending story. I'm Rick Matheson, and I am joined, as always, by my BFARF, Rick Wooten. That's best friend also named Rick forever, captured within an acronym that comes just a little too close to reading as BARF. So
I'm an.
Have you ever done a time capsule?
No. I mean, as a kid, we used to bury stuff in the backyard and then dig it up a few months later, but that's not really time. Yeah, but the unfortunate thing is most of the time, somehow moisture gets in them or gets trapped in them. And so a lot of the perishable stuff ends up going away. So
are you trying to tell me that the pot brownies aren't going to last? That's the problem.
I'm an
story. Just fucking got me. Something like that. I'm not totally sure, but I think
that's really close.
All right.
I'll tell you a story. This is a fun story. So years ago, no, I'm not going to tell you the story. I'll tell you the story afterwards.
All right, this officially closes the books on Rick and Rick Season 2. And hey, we're just turning 3. which means you ain't seen nothing yet. So be sure to join us for the season 3 premiere of the one show where everybody's name is Rick.
And everybody rules the world.